thank you for stopping by our Arapahoe Park booth at the Rocky Mountain Horse Expo. Can you please introduce yourself to us, tell us where you're from, and what your involvement is with horses?
Sure, Jonathan. My name is Tom Evans. This is my wife, Dorothy. We own Nighthawk Ranch. Nighthawk Ranch is located in Guffey, Colorado, and we buy Mustangs from BLM and we train them for use with these kids that are recovering from cancer. So we've been doing this for a number of years, and that's our involvement with horses.
It's a tremendous cause that you're a part of with Nighthawk Ranch. How did it start?
Well, I have a lot of cancer in my family. I'm a cancer survivor, so we always wanted to find a way to give back. And Dorothy and I came from very humble backgrounds, farm backgrounds, rural backgrounds. We always felt like if we were successful in business, we would find a way to do something with the money and put it to good use. And these families that are dealing with cancer, with childhood cancer, are really in need. And we wanted to give these kids an experience that they would never forget. Give them a chance just to be kids again, let them live and work on a ranch, a working ranch, without parents or siblings or whatnot, and kind of be on their own, and convince them that their life is not over, and that they can still be anything they want to be.
Dorothy, what are some of the activities that take place at Nighthawk Ranch that the kids get involved in?
Well, we spend a large part of the time with horses, and that's most of our mornings. So the kids have their own horse for the week. They groom it, learn to ride if they haven't ridden before. But we also have other animals, sheep, goats, and a baby calf that they can bottle feed. So we spend a lot of time with animals in the morning, and then in the afternoons we have more common or normal camping events such archery, ropes course, building a log cabin, and then camping out overnight a little bit, and just the normal arts and craft type things, music, a little bit of everything.
Horses teach us so much. They're such intuitive animals. What are the things that you see horses teaching the campers at Nighthawk Ranch?
When we give these kids their horse for the week, the first 2 hours they're there, and the very first day they bond really tight with that horse. I mean, the horse smiles, the kid smiles. The horse grins, the kid grins. I mean, it's just amazing. And you'll even watch these horses on a trail ride. If one of the kids has a balance problem, he's starting to fall off, the horse will just hunch up and toss him back in the saddle.
Yeah.
And these horses gentle down. It seems like they have a sixth sense when you put a kid that has a problem on his back. We've never had a problem with rowdy horses or whatnot. The Mustangs have never been, we didn't have to detrain them. We trained them from scratch. So they seem to work really, really well for this use.
What is the training that goes into taking a Mustang that we may see roaming wild when we drive down the road and training them to be part of the recovery from cancer? How do you train a Mustang to be part of that?
Well, we do a little different than most people. We don't use bits, we don't use spurs, we don't use shoes. So it's a painless type training. There's no pain involved in our training. So we're taking this animal, and we, from day one, our goal is to build trust in this animal. And so our training involves some very specific non-pain routines, but that horse figures out pretty quick that if he trusts us, he's not going to get hurt, he's not going to experience any pain. And we simply take a long time to ask questions of that horse and get that horse to respond to do what we want to do. So it takes time, but when you get done, you've got a horse that's just tailor-made for these kids.
What are some of the things that the kids have told you while they're doing this that you observe in how they interact with the horses that maybe surprised you a little bit?
Just the closeness. I mean, it's like I said, it's like a team from day one, the kid and the horse, and they feel really comfortable. They're not, we don't have kids crying and screaming and all that kind of stuff because they feel safe on the horse. They feel a part of the horse. They feel part of the program. And it's a bond they don't experience a lot in their lives. I mean, they've gone through some really tough times. And so for them to be able to just focus their attention on this 1,000-pound animal that's 100 times as big as they are,
yeah,
it's like they just go, wow. I mean, I'll give you an example. That the first day when I always take these kids down to the corral the first day, and there's always one little kid looks up at you and he says, "I ain't getting on that horse, boss. That horse he's too big, he stinks, I don't want no part of this." And I said, "Yeah, by noon, you're going to be on that horse, son. And by Friday afternoon, we've got them on a cattle drive pushing cows by themselves." that's a pretty amazing transition in 5 days.
It's a mini cattle drive.
Small cattle drive, but
Still, the
It's
confidence.
a great confidence
Yeah.
builder. Yeah.
just to have that confidence to do that without freaking out on a 300-acre ranch is a pretty neat experience for these kids.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, horse racing, the horse world, the sports world has embraced such an important cause, finding treatments and cures for cancer. You have the NFL with the players wearing pink gear. You see jockeys wearing pink silks. When it comes to the biggest issue of all, as far as solving this big problem, everybody at least knows somebody who has been affected by this. How do you feel that your program is playing a role in helping treat cancer and helping give these kids a great experience?
You know, we're just kind of doing our part, Jonathan. You know, the oncologists, the doctors we talk to, they say, well, you can't cure these kids. Don't do that. That's not what your job is. Your job is to build confidence, self-esteem, and aid in their recovery, assist in their recovery. We believe that Nighthawk Ranch has a lot of natural healing on its own. It was a great healing force in my life, and we believe that sharing that with these kids, that's important. So clean air, clean food, clean everything, great experience is all positive for these kids for sure in their healing. But we don't try to medically cure anybody. We're just trying to put them in the best possible environment and be a part of their healing. And so we're kind of working in tandem with the medical community.
And the psychological aspect of it, I'm
Absolutely.
sure, is just that, like you said, the confidence and the motivation as well. And Dorothy, you have a little book. Can you show us some of the
Sure.
experiences and talk about some of them from Nighthawk Ranch? This looks like it's from last year.
This one is, we do one every year, just a little bit of a summary of all the different activities that we have. You can see the love that the kids have for their animals. By the end of the week, they are just hugging and don't want to leave the horses.
These are 1-week programs.
They are, and we do, there's small groups of kids. We try to have seven kids at a time. There's a little bit of everything. Here's the log cabin that we're doing. We had a Native American do some cultural things there. So there was drumming. We have a greenhouse, music.
Grow a lot of our own veggies on
Yeah.
site.
And here we are on the horses.
Right, some of the trail
Right,
rides.
they do trail rides at least 3 days and then cattle drive at the end. There's your camping out time. Beautiful skies it's just such a gorgeous area.
One thing I'm noticing is even on the candid shots, I mean, when you smile for a picture, but on the candid shots, everybody's smiling.
Yeah.
Nobody goes.
You don't ask for the smile.
Nobody goes home unhappy at Nighthawk. Everybody has a great time.
So-
And, we see these great improvements throughout the week. I mean, we challenge these kids physically on things like the ropes course and the archery and whatnot, and we picked activities that these cancer kids have a lot of physical problems because of the toxicity of the drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So we purposely have designed this thing with activities where these kids can excel. I mean, a cancer kid that may have joint problems and hearing problems and whatnot, put them in a swimming pool, the balance stuff goes out the window. They're great swimmers. You put them on an archery course. They go from shooting the arrows all over the targets, all over the mountainside the first day to hitting 10 bullseyes in a row by Thursday. I mean, they just show such dramatic improvement if you get the right activities. The ropes course, they're scared to death to go around the thing the first day, and by the last day they're running races and challenging
Timing
each other,
each other.
timing each other, and all kind of things, so that they see this huge improvement during the week, and that's why they're smiling. They're going, look at me, look at me.
Well, and they're with kids who are going through the same thing they're doing. So there's
Absolutely.
a lot of acceptance and the love that they feel from each other.
That's amazing. From the time that you started your vision, and when did Nighthawk Ranch start?
20 years ago.
20 years ago. So from 20 years ago when you started until today, what's been the one biggest thing that you've learned while running Nighthawk Ranch?
I would say that it works because we didn't know, man. I mean, we designed this from scratch, and we designed every square inch of this 320 acres and the facilities and everything just for these kids. But we didn't really know if it worked. And that was the thing, and we were just kind of on pins and needles the first couple of years. Is it really going to help these kids? And then when we started getting the feedback from the parents, say, yeah, it does work. It does work. I mean, it's not uncommon for us to have a parent call us up a week after camp and go, "What'd you do to my kid?" No, we didn't hurt him, I promise. No. He wants to volunteer. He wants to go back to school. He wants to be part of life again. I mean, that's the most gratifying thing, is that, you know, the little part that we're playing is working.
We have these great kids, and they just blossom through the week. But then we also have met so many fabulous people who want to volunteer, to help in every way. Because we have to have medical volunteers, paramedics, nurses that we have to have there all the time. And we have just met so many fabulous people, like the people at the park.
There's a lot of good folks out there.
Just willing to be helpful to keep this program going.
So we're going to try and do our part at the racetrack for every
We are
horse
so
that
appreciative.
runs this summer.
Fantastic.
We're going to take part of the entry fee, $1 from the entry fee, present it to Nighthawk Ranch, make sure that people at the racetrack know about this great program in the horse world. And for people who want to get more information about Nighthawk Ranch and perhaps support it and be involved, how can they find that?
We have a website, nighthawkranchcolorado.org. Lots of information there, and we also have a great Facebook page so you can keep track of what we're doing out there at this point.
Tom and Dorothy Evans, thank you so much for stopping by our booth.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Gee,
you.
this is wonderful.
This is so great.
Well, we look
appreciate
forward to seeing the continued growth of Nighthawk Ranch and all the tremendous work that you're doing, and keep it up. You're an inspiration to all of us.
Thanks so much.
Thanks. Appreciate it, John.
Thank you.
bet.